right, guys. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Any way that feels comfortable, you're welcome to sit on a pillow, a cushion, a blanket, whatever works for you. I just want you to grow really, really long through the spine, like lift up through the sternum, roll the shoulders back, and feel the belly kind of start to turn on as you sit here with that nice posture. Let the eyes close and start to notice your breath. Just stepping away from the busyness of your week, of your day, and beginning to connect with yourself. You're going to feel the breath naturally start to drop down a little bit deeper than those short sips of air in the chest. So you're going to feel it begin to move through the diaphragm and the belly. To kind of embrace that expansion, let the inhales be big, the belly expands out. And then the exhales, you find that compression as the belly pulls back in. We're just going to add a little bit of movement to the arms as we practice our breath. So go ahead and bring the fingertips out by your hips. Maybe extend them out like little tents. And then we're going to flip them up. And as you inhale, I want you to lift the arms all the way up overhead. And as you exhale, bring them down and just roll out the wrists. Let them get nice and loose. We're going to do that a couple times. Inhale, big expansion through the chest. Feel the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, gently rolling it down. Try not to rush the movement or the breath. And let's take the arms all the way overhead one more time. And just hold steady here. Reach up long through the fingertips. Feel the abdominal muscles start to pull inward, the chest, the sternum. And then begin to just widen the arms like you're taking them out in a big Y shape. Feel that expansion through the chest, shoulder blades squeeze together. And then start to lower the arms to their shoulder height. I want you to flex the wrist so it looks like the heels of the hands are pointing right and left. And then imagine drawing the fingertips back behind you to touch. So really open through the chest. Take 3 deep breaths. On an exhale, you're going to cross the right arm over the left to give yourself a big hug. Let the chin drop towards the chest and kind of pull the shoulders back a little bit like you're rounding through the spine, just like a little Halloween cat. With your next breath in, reach the arms out in a T again. Flex the wrist and start to draw the fingertips back behind you. Broaden through the chest, take 3 deep breaths. And then we're going to take the left arm all the way over the right. Give yourself a hug again. Pull the chest back, round through the back body, and let the chin drop towards the chest. inhale, open the arms out one more time, and then relax them all the way down. Start to roll out the shoulders. Give yourself a little bit of space. Doesn't matter which direction you start with. And when it feels right, change directions. Let the arms come down to rest again. Take the left hand to the right knee or thigh. We're going to take the right hand all the way up, pull the belly in, and then bring the right hand behind you for a twist. Look out over your right shoulder. Stay with your breath. Inhale, ease yourself back through center. Right hand to the left leg. Left arm reaches long. Feel the spine grow, and then take that left hand behind you, look out over your left shoulder. Inhale, bring it all the way back to center. We're going to move the pillow or blanket, come all the way to hands and knees. So you're coming into a strong tabletop position. I want you to spread the fingertips out wide, pull the belly in, knees are hip width distance apart. Okay. Start to flow through cat and cow. So you're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone towards the crown of the head. On the exhale, you round through the back body. Press strong through the heels of the hands. And start to flow with your own breath. And when it feels right, sink the hips all the way back for child's pose. And I want you to reach the fingertips all the way down the mat so you feel that stretch along the arms. Let the head completely relax, the hips sink back towards the heels. Deepen the breath and maybe notice it in the back body. With your next inhale, you're going to lift your body up and come forward for a low plank position. I want you to keep the knees down, draw the belly in, and instead of letting the hips sag all the way down, try to keep that lift, pelvis tucks in. We're going to take a little baby push-up here. So keep the elbows in towards the rib cage, press up, and then take it back into your child's pose. So you inhale, lift, come to that low plank position. Elbows graze the rib cage, press up. Try to stay in movement with your breath. The jaw stays soft. So you're moving to your range of motion. It doesn't matter if it's a teeny tiny micro bend or if you're lowering all the way towards the ground. Keep the chest even. Good. On this next one, you're gonna lower all the way flat to your belly. Give yourself a moment here, get situated. Take the feet a little bit apart and slide the fingertips in line with the chest. Draw the belly in and let your torso lift using your back strength. So there's no pressure in my hands. Elbows are still squeezing in. Lift up and hold here. Keep breathing. Exhale, lower it down. Press yourself back into a child's pose. Stretch the arms out. And this time in child's pose, let your hips sway a little bit left and right. Start to get into the outside of the hips. Feel those start to open. And we're going to start to make our way into down dog. So fingertips spread out as wide as they can go. We're going to lift up through table, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and start to just slowly pedal the feet out. So try not to pump the legs and the hips. You want to give the calf muscles time to open. Feel the arms squeezing towards one another, shoulders roll back. Good. And let the legs settle, let the arms settle. Give yourself a nice deep breath here. On your next inhale, you're going to roll the body forward and come to plank. So we're in the top of a push-up here. Core is super strong. Energize the thighs. Press the heels towards the wall behind you. Find your breath. Good. Lower all the way flat to the belly. Keep the hands in line with the chest. Lift up. Baby cobra. Exhale, take it down. Bring yourself back into a down dog. Big clearing breath. Good. We're going to do a couple more just like that. Let's inhale, roll forward, plank. Aiming to stay for about 3 deep breath cycles. Jaw is soft. On your exhale, you lower. Take it all the way down. Fingertips in line with chest, lift up. Shoulders roll back. Let's take it all the way down. And back into down dog. Good. Last one. Roll the body forward, come to plank. Strong and stable here. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Take it down. Press yourself back into a down dog. Let's start to walk the feet up to meet the hands. So you're coming towards the top of your mat. You're going to take the feet a little bit wide, deepen the bend in the knees, and then grab onto opposite elbows so that you hang heavy here. You get a little traction through the spine. The neck relaxes. Relax the hands all the way to the ground. Keep the core and the legs strong. Roll yourself up to standing. When you get to standing, find that strong mountain pose. Let the eyes close, roll the shoulders back. We're gonna walk the legs together to touch. Sweep the arms overhead. Grab hold of the left wrist, and I want you to reach all the way up and then over towards the right. If this feels okay and the belly's strong, take the left foot and step it behind the right. Bring yourself back to center. Arms are lifted. Grab hold of the right wrist. Grow long and then reach. If this feels okay, you're going to step the right foot behind the left. Bring it all the way back to center. Arms stay lifted. From this lifted position, legs are touching. You're going to sink your hips back for chair pose. Loop the shoulders back. Your arms can be out in front of you or they can be at heart center, whatever feels good. Good. Squeeze the thighs together. Tug the pelvis a little bit. And then we're going to pick this right leg up. So the left knee is still bent, right leg is lifted. Little balance challenge. Good. Take a big step back with that right leg, warrior two. Send the arms out. Open up through the hips. Knee stacks on top of the ankle. Anchor down through that back right foot. Good. On an inhale, lift the left arm up and back. Stay in that bend, and then left arm comes to the left thigh, right arm reaches. Good. Inhale, lift it up and back. Exhale, forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale, forward. Lift yourself back to warrior two. Hold here. Good. We're going to pivot onto the ball of the right foot, coming into a high lunge. Arms reach all the way up. Belly's pulled in. Try not to let the rib cage flare out. Right hand comes down to the mat. You're going to twist the torso, reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Right. Left hand comes down to the mat. Go ahead and step the right foot forward. You're back in that fold. Head relaxes. Roll yourself up. Strong mountain pose, shoulders loop. Go ahead and walk the feet together to touch. Activate the belly. And then we're going to sink back for chair pose. Arms lift. Hold strong. We'll lift the left leg. A little bit of a balance here. Sink into that right leg. Good. Big step back with the left foot. Warrior two. Arms extend. Legs are active. Take a big breath in. Reach up and back. Exhale, bring it forward. Lift up. And take it forward. Good. One more time. We're back to warrior, we hold. And then pivot, come up to the ball of that left foot. Arms reach up. Hips are like headlights pointing straight forward. And then left hand comes down to the mat. Reach the right arm up, big twist. Right hand meets the mat, step the left foot forward. Go ahead and roll yourself back up to a standing position. Good. So we're gonna move through that again a little bit quicker this time. Deep breath in, sink the hips back, arms reach, chair pose. Belly super strong here. Pick the right foot up. Give yourself a breath. Find that steadiness, and then we step it all the way back. Warrior two. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come forward. Inhale to lift. 3 rounds. Meeting back in warrior two. Pivot onto the ball of the foot, high lunge, reach the arms up. Right hand meets the mat. Find your twist, left arm reaches. Left hand to the mat. Step forward. Go ahead and bend the knees. Start back in chair pose, lift. Squeeze the thighs together. Left foot off the mat. Find your balance. And then step it back. Big step. Start to flow 3 times. Moving with your breath. We meet back, warrior two. Pivot, high lunge. Left hand down, right arm reaches. Right hand meets the mat, step forward. Squeeze the legs together, deep bend, come back into chair, 1 more round. Lift up the right leg. Step it back. Start to flow 3 times. Keep the belly active. As you flow through this, the body's not loose. The legs are squeezing towards one another dynamically. Feel the inner thighs activate. Good. You come back to warrior two. High lunge. And take your twist. Right hand down, left arm reaches. Step it back to the top of the mat. Last round, deep bend in the knees, lift. Left leg. Big step back. Start to flow. Beautiful, guys. Warrior two. Pivot, high lunge. Both hands down, left arm reaches. I'm sorry, right arm reaches. Right hand meets the mat. Step forward. Take the feet the width of the mat and let yourself just kind of rock side to side here. Let the head hang heavy and just shift the hips back and forth. Let the knees bend as you rock side to side. And then bring yourself into stillness. Bend the knees and lift yourself all the way back up to standing. Close the eyes for a second. Standing in mountain pose. Come back to your breath. Let the eyes open. You're gonna wiggle your feet together. We're coming into eagle pose for our balance. So it's going to be right arm underneath the left, and I'll kind of talk you through it. But the feet are touching, the thighs are touching, belly's active, and we're gonna kind of sink the hips down like we did in chair pose. Go ahead and take the arms out wide. Swoop the right arm underneath the left, and then wrap the arms around. So either the back of the palms are touching or the fingertips and palms are touching. We lift the elbows. Now we're gonna pick that right foot up and we're gonna cross it over the left leg. So you're like a little pretzel. The right toes may hook behind the left calf, maybe not. Either way, think about squeezing the thighs so strong, so dynamic, and lifting the elbows up shoulder height. Find your breath. Inhale, slowly unwind. Pick that leg up. Reach the arms overhead and give yourself a little baby back bend. And then relax it down. Good. Legs are active. Go ahead and bend the knees. Take the arms out in that T shape. Swoop the the left arm underneath the right. Wrap the hands. Lift them up. This time, left leg crosses over the right. Maybe the toes tuck behind that calf muscle. Either way, squeeze the legs so dynamically. Belly lifts, pelvic floor lifts, everything engaged. Inhale, unwind. Take the arms up one more time, little back bend. And then exhale, forward fold. Shake it out. Go ahead and step yourself back into a plank position. Now I want you to hold plank to your level of comfort. So you're gonna hold it 3 breaths, 5 breaths, whatever works for you. You're gonna hold really strong. And then when you feel complete, you're gonna lower even flat to your belly with ease. When you get to your belly, you're gonna bend the knees. And you're gonna just swish the legs a little bit left and right to rinse them out. Relax it all the way down. You're going to take your left arm out to your left for that half T shape. I want the palm or the wrist right in line with the shoulder. So I'm going to roll onto my left side. Your right hand is in line with your chest, the head is down, and you're going to just lift yourself onto that right side. You might find it comfortable to place the right foot on the mat. Roll yourself back to center. And we change sides. The right arm reaches. You're on the right cheek. Lift onto the right side of the body. And then maybe plant that foot on the mat if it feels good. Bring it all the way back to center. So we've got two options for a back bend. Option one is to have your arms alongside your body or interlocked, and you're going to peel head, neck, and chest, both arms, both legs off the mat here. Option two, if this works for your knees, you're going to bend the knees in and grab the tops of the feet. Pull the belly in, and as you start to kick into the hands, you're going to lift. So if you can't touch your feet, come here. Perfectly fine. Go ahead and get yourself set up for whichever variation feels right. Draw the navel in, and then start to lift. If you're in this bow pose, kick, kick, kick so strong into your hands, let the torso lift, let the chest open, maintain your breath. Exhale, relax it down. Press yourself back into a wide-legged child's pose. So take the knees wide. Let the hands relax. Good work. Start to ease yourself up, and we're going to come all the way to seated. So we'll take the soles of the feet together. And I just want you to pull the feet in as close as feels comfortable. It doesn't have to be overly so. And we're going to inhale, lift the knees up, and exhale, slowly lower them down. I want this to be a pretty slow, controlled movement. Think about moving the legs from the belly. yourself one more round. And then as the legs relax, you're going to lift up through the spine and start to forward fold. So make this however feels comfortable. Some people like to add a little bit of pressure to the legs, not too much, using the elbows to press into them. Some people really like to let the shoulders slump or let the arms reach out. Find whatever feels good. We're here for about 10 or 12 breath cycles. So I want you to really settle in. Begin to ease yourself out. We're going to take both legs out wide. And when you get there, go ahead and energize the legs. So I want the thighs active and the toes pulling back towards the upper body. You're going to bring your right hand to your thigh or your shin. Reach the left arm all the way up. Keep the belly firm as you start to lean over towards that right leg. Shoulders remain relaxed. To come out, squeeze the belly, start to lift. Let that settle. And then we'll bring the left hand to the left leg, right arm lifts up. Begin to ease yourself over towards the left, just as intentionally as we went in on the other side. Keep that strong belly and start to lift yourself out. Now we're going to come forward. Keep the legs engaged. We want the knees and toes pointed straight up. You're going to bring your hands in front of you and just move to your level of comfort. The moment the knees and toes roll in, you've gone too far. So just be cognizant of what that is for you. It might even feel good to sway a little bit side to side and just help the body release. Start to lift yourself up, nice and easy. We're going to draw the legs in a little wider than the mat and just swish the knees one more time before we come onto our back. And then you're going to lie all the way flat on your back. And when you get there, go ahead and hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze inward. You'll place the hands right on top of the kneecaps and just gently start to swirl the legs. Imagine you're drawing a circle on the ceiling. And then move in the opposite direction. And then bring yourself back to center. We're going to take one more twist. You've got the option to keep the knees just as they are and twist them to the left. Or if you'd like a deeper twist, you can cross the right knee over the left and then move the legs towards the left. So pick whichever one feels right for you. Twisting, legs go to the left, and then you're going to take your right arm and send it out to the right. Look over your shoulder. Use an inhale, bring yourself back to center. If the knees were crossed, go ahead and uncross them. And then we'll change to the other side. Taking the knees to the right, sending your left arm out. Use your next inhale, bring it back to center. Uncross the legs and give yourself any little wiggles or fidgets you'd like before settling into a few moments of rest. You can take a happy baby, really anything that feels good. And when you're ready, you're just going to let the legs relax. You might tuck a pillow or a blanket under the knees for support, or you could even have the feet on the mat and let the knees just kind of knock together. Completely up to what feels right in your body. When you get there, you're going to let the eyes close. You're going to turn your attention back to your breath. Feel the rise and fall of the belly. And then give yourself permission to let go of control over the breath. Control over the body. Allowing yourself to be completely relaxed and at ease. Begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Begin to find that larger movement in the body, maybe stretching the arms all the way overhead. And using your next few breath cycles to make your way back to a seated position. When you find seated, let the hands rest right at the heart. Honoring your breath and your body. Thank you, guys. Namaste.
Thank you.